morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. All right, so I answer to the name Panashish Batamoto, but as usual, most of you know me as. Yes, so before we kickstart the program, we have a little something for you. Girls, are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. So, Maya, take us through.
I'm a 2K digital generation, our generation. I'm a 2K
Digital generation, our generation. Let's take it one more time, guys. Let's take it one more time. We need to feel the vibe.
I'm a 2K
Digital generation, our generation. All right. Thank you so much. And before I waste much time here, allow me to call upon our panelists for today. We are having a roundtable discussion, which is on the realities by girls around access to information online. So, panelists, please do make your way to the stage. Let's give them a round of applause as they do. All right, so welcome to our roundtable discussion. Ladies, please do introduce yourselves. I'll start with Esther, and please do introduce yourself and also tell us what you're expecting.
All right. Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Digital generation.
Our generation.
Okay, it's good to see that you guys are still active this morning. I hope you guys are ready and energized. My name is Tafara Toko, and I'm an SRHR defender for Say What, and I'm also a radio presenter. And above everything else, I'm a child girls' rights advocate. And today I'm expecting a lot, especially with our theme digital generation, our generation. I'm hoping that we can all leave with more information on how we can make our own digital print online positive.
Thank you so much, Tafara. It's so good to have you here. And you, please.
Compliments of the day to you all. My name is Faith Chakayeza, and I'm the Honorable Child Minister of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development. I would like to say happy International Girl Child's Day today to you all. I do hope that today we're all going to live with something, and that at the end of the day, the girl child is going to be empowered more.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And you.
Ahoy, my peer, ahoy!
Ahoy!
Ahoy, my peer, ahoy!
Ahoy!
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Alexa Janet Sombrero. I am a university student first. I am an SRHR defender, a TB champion, a peer educator, the list goes on. Today, I'm expecting to learn and also get to know you guys better and, just celebrate us because it's our day.
Interesting. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Okay, so as we kickstart our roundtable discussion, I think we all can relate that the digital space actually has its own advantages to young girls in terms of accessing SRHR information. But with that being said, there are also gaps that we've noticed within the digital space. So it is high time that we address these gaps and make sure that it is safe for all young girls to be on various digital platforms that exist within the society and the communities that we live in. So to kickstart our discussion, I'll start with Tafara. We're going to talk more on the advantages that you've noticed within the digital space.
All right, thank you so much. So some of the advantages we have in the digital space is accessing information online. You could literally go on Google right now and search what is SRHR, and you will get many different links and sites on where you can get information from. On top of that, it's free. You don't have to pay for anything other than data, of course. Once you get online, you can get all the information you need.
All right. Thank you so much, Tafara. And maybe, Alexa, you can also share with us your experience due to the digital platforms that we have.
Okay, so first things first, from a student perspective, I think we can all agree that we are getting even educated online. We're getting educated online. We're searching, we're accessing more than just SRH information online. We are living in a world where there's digital marketing. We are learning online. We are starting businesses online. So personally, I would say I've learned a lot, and now it's because of the online platforms that we have. I can access more than just SRH information. At the same time, I can access it without having to fear being stigmatized or being judged. Why are you even looking for information on HIV? Why are you looking for information on SRH? So it's now a safe space for me to look for information that I think is sensitive to me.
All right. Very interesting. And yes, to our junior minister, you can as well share your experiences online.
I believe that the digital platform does not only provide a space for us to learn, but due to the increase in globalization, as the young girls were having a chance to interact with girls from other places and also having a chance to see and learn from girls and women who've made it in life. So I believe that's a pace setter for all of us, because the moment that you see someone who's in Kenya, someone who's in Southern America, someone who's in another country doing something that you believe that a girl would never do due to what you experience here, you then realize that I can actually do this. So I believe that it is more like a motivation platform whereby you see another girl doing this and you say, I'll do something.
All right. Interesting. Let's give them a round of applause. But there's a very important issue when we're talking about SRH and we're young girls. Come Jolo online. You know, it's very important that we also talk about these things because they're happening. Relationships, sometimes they start online and you don't even know the person. They just come into your DM and all right, so moving on with our discussion, we want to identify the gaps that exist within the digital spaces and maybe harness more on the challenges that we are facing as young girls in the digital space. So maybe I'll start with Tafara and just share with us. You've been a radio presenter for a long time and you've been on various digital platforms. So please share with us the challenges that exist within the digital spaces.
All right, I think the biggest challenge is the digital divide. You can't talk about any other challenge without first addressing the digital divide, because you'll find that in marginalized areas, the girls they don't have network, and if it's not network, they don't have the devices themselves to have connectivity or to access information online. As much as I had said earlier that it's easy to get information online, to get to the place where you want to get the information is the difficult part. And I think it's something we need to address, even if we can have like a local hub where someone can just wake up in the morning, okay, I'm going to the hub to go use the computers there, to go get my internet access, to go get something. We have the digital divide. It's easy here in Malawi to get your network, your internet and everything. But once I go somewhere like, let's say Mure or Omberengo or somewhere like that, where I know that connectivity is bad, or I don't even have access to internet, that's where the problem starts.
Okay, so digital divide is actually an issue. And I've realized that many a times young girls, especially in vulnerable communities, the issue of access remains critical, because without access, then it is difficult for them to even maneuver through the SRHR spaces, to know what should I do when this problem arises, to know where should I go to when this problem arises. So yes, Alexa, maybe you can also share with us in terms of the digital divide, talk of the girls that are in the remote areas that do not have even access to a cell phone.
Okay, so it's not only just about access. You have access, and I have my phone, but I don't have data. How am I going to go online? And also, you go online, there are so many sources. This page is saying this, that page is saying that. So now it's up to me to discern, is this correct information? Is this wrong information? Then let us just agree that not all information that is online is good for us. Not all information is going to leave a positive impact on me. And let us not forget pressure, guys. Pressure. There's a lot of pressure online. We are being exposed to even unrealistic beauty standards. So unrealistic that we end up feeling ashamed of ourselves, how I look comparing to whoever I saw online, maybe slaying or doing whatever, right? Then there's also that, besides that, I'm ashamed of who I look. I now have low self-esteem. Why? Because I've been exposed to information that is not good for me. Yet it's supposed to do good, but then I cannot discern, is this good or is this bad?
Okay, so another important and critical issue that has been raised is on mental health. Mental health is very key and important. And you find out that when you lose your self-esteem as a girl child, then it's no longer easy for you. Even to stand up and speak for yourself, you can't, because you're no longer confident and you don't even believe in who you are as a person. So maybe to the Junior Minister of Women Affairs, can you just share with us some of the challenges that you have noticed on the digital space?
Firstly, I've noticed that there is no limit on what you're going to search on, because if I go online and I say I want to search on sexual reproductive health, more information is going to come, and as a child I'm going to be exposed to information that is not necessary, information that is going to lead me to doing things that are not necessary, that are not right at this age. I think we should look at both sides, the vulnerable communities and those that are not vulnerable, because no one is safe from this digital game. You see, those in vulnerable communities do not have access, like said before by my colleagues, they do not have access to this, and even if they did have access, they do not know how to operate this. So I believe that we have to start with those in vulnerable communities, that we're saying that we have to give them the education so that they have digital literacy. And then when we go into those communities that are not vulnerable, we're not saying that we want to teach you that you don't have to go to these sites. You have to know that this information is correct and this information is not correct. Because information that is not censored is information that is detrimental to all of us.
Yeah, interesting. Tafara, you can interject.
Okay, I have something else to add on. Another barrier is language barriers. If you've noticed online, it's mainly in English, and I think we take advantage of the fact that we're majorly an English-speaking country, but we shouldn't think about majority of the country. We should include everyone, the minority as well. Because what if I don't speak English? How am I going to access the information you're giving to me? Yes, I speak Ndebele. I speak another language that's not English. How am I going to access and take advantage of the information you're giving me? And another barrier we have is for people living with disabilities. We're looking online. How many times do you find online websites that have audio versions of it to read out loud for someone who won't be able to see the information that you're giving them? So I think we have a lot of barriers digitally that we need to address before we can tackle a lot of things, so that we can actively engage in digitalization for the girl child especially.
All right, interesting. That's powerful and profound. So I want us to narrow down to SRH and the digital space. How has it been for you as young girls in accessing information on SRH online? So maybe Alexa, you can take us through that.
Okay, so I think it's part of what we're going to be doing today. There's the launching of the Say What Smart Learners Hub. That I really give them a big round of applause. It's going to help us a lot. It has already helped to those who have started, to those who have registered, because now you have information just a click away on your phone, and it's something that you can access on your own. You don't have to tell anyone, I'm looking at SRH information, I'm looking at HIV information, in case maybe you're scared, someone would think maybe you have an STI or you have HIV, or I don't know, maybe you're just scared that you'll be judged because of the type of information that you're accessing. So as it is, I think we can work in that direction of actually making sure that there is safe and comprehensive information online for us through the applications like the Say What Smart Learners Hub. We can also use smart, what do we call this? I'm sorry, Twitter space, raise hashtag. Like today, it's International Day of the Girl Child. We can make a hashtag, we can spread information, positive information online.
All right, interesting. And one of the critical things when it comes to our digital space is the issue of online gender-based violence. It's very critical and very key that we also address. I think Alexa also mentioned something important about body shaming. When you post your picture online, you're like, and all. And then people tend to just criticize you just like that. And people tend to give negative comments about your body or maybe what you're wearing. So maybe Tafara, you can just take us through some of the experiences in terms of online gender-based violence.
I think that is one of the worst things you can face as a girl online, because like Alexa mentioned earlier, it's all about your mental health. And when you go online, you're thinking, okay, I can now redefine myself from what people see me in day-to-day life. I can give myself an online identity. But then you'll find that people then sexualize your photos. I can literally just post a picture like this, and it's like, hey, Tafara Manyama, something like that. I don't know, but people sexualize you. And then, or if they're not sexualizing you, they'll say, why would you post something like that? Don't you think it's inappropriate? And people, I think that's one of the disadvantages of having freedom of speech online, because anyone can feel free to say anything they want, whether it's hurtful or not, and then that contributes to cyberbullying. So then, being online is not particularly a fun thing to be, especially when you're getting cyberbullied or sexualized online, because you don't feel safe. You don't feel safe in your own skin. You're like, oh my goodness, my mental health. Now people are looking at me this way, yet I don't even mean it like that. And now I feel ashamed of myself, and I don't think it's a good experience. So.
Okay. And to the Junior Minister of Women Affairs, I understand you're a young girl, probably still in high school, and the issue of online gender-based violence, if you've had any experiences yourself, or if you had somebody talk about their experiences when it comes to online gender-based violence.
This is a very serious issue because you will find that as girls, we tend to have people that we view as role models. They might be celebrities. So the moment that I see that my favorite celebrity has dyed their hair purple, I'll do the same. Thus, I'm losing my social identity. I'll be forced to do things that are beyond my control. I'll be forced to indulge in activities that are not right for my age because I'm like saying, I want to be this. I'm trying to follow that girl that I saw on social media. So you discover that at the end of the day, gender-based violence, online gender-based violence is there because when we're now looking at it, we realize that when a girl posts a picture, right, you post whether you're sitting or what, someone will just find something to say. They will find something bad about the picture. The way you're smiling, the way you're posing. A lot of girls have had their self-esteem diminished because of what has happened on social media. The moment someone tells you that you have a big nose, you're going to have an insecurity over that nose. And your self-esteem, all of it will be gone. So I believe that this has to be addressed.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And I'd also like to pose a question to the girls that are here present. So can they just have maybe 2 or 3 people to share their experiences online? Just 2 people or 3 people that would like to just say their experiences online.
Thank you so much. So my experience online, before I'm online, is data poverty. And then when I am online with that little data, from what Tafara said, there's a lot of cyberbullying. For example, Say What gives us a chance to do podcasts, to be on TV. And then these other days, it's something like last week, and this guy is like, we saw you on TV, you're talking about gender-based violence. What does it have to do with us? You're just going there, it won't change anything. You're just wasting your time and getting popular, but it's nothing. So at that point, I was hurt because I'm like, okay, I'm preaching to the world what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to be doing it. And then somebody so close is like, it doesn't have any impact. Then I'm to say, at times when it comes to digitalization, when it comes to being online, it's all about setting our minds right, like having the right mindset online.
All right, interesting. And also, I think if you've noticed when you open your Facebook, those that are on Facebook, can I just see Facebook? Okay. If you open your Facebook, sometimes there are these funny links that you just see. And you're like, what is this about? If you try to open the link, it leads you somewhere. Like somewhere. Okay, so maybe can someone share their experiences on that and how they think it affects us as the girl child? So we have somebody in front here.
Okay, thank you. So, us as junior parliamentarians, we are working with the topic, the rights of children in the digital environment. So, during our session, we have already noticed that we are facing many challenges, especially the girl child. We might look at the advantages of this digital environment, but we also have disadvantages. For example, cyberbullying, as Tafara has said. If I'm cyberbullied, it would disturb me mentally. Let me say, let me give an example of a student in my school. She posted her pic in a group. Then boys started to laugh at her. They were talking about her uniform, hair, sakara and stuff. Then the next day, she wasn't even in a good state of mind at school. she was low self-esteem, she had lost her confidence. We also look at hacking. If my sensitive information is hacked, I'll totally lose my confidence. So this digital environment also has disadvantages, which might lead to bad effects. For example, suicide. I can even decide to take my life due to being abused online. So we must stand for our rights as girls. Thank you.
All right, interesting. We have one more person, is it? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I think in terms of digital, online digital platforms, the biggest challenge that we have is our society, especially our male counterparts. They're not yet able to embrace the girl child and work with the girl child. Anyway, despite being on digital, in life, they are not yet prepared to work with the girl child. So my advice is, I think it's wise if we have empowerment in terms of all these issues that we're discussing here, to empower the girl child first and able to make sure that we sensitize the community so that the boy child or our male counterparts will be able to work with us. Because if you check, whenever a video is posted online, if that video is involving two genders, probably the male and the female, it's always the female who's being attacked. Why? Because the society is not yet able to embrace working with the girl child. So I think there's need to resensitize the girl child to those who have been sensitized before, or have platforms where we are empowered to stand our ground. And also, we need to empower other women or educate them that we're not supposed to be bashing each other in public. Rather, we need to have a safe space like here, and then you say, you know what, Maya, what you did was wrong, when we are ladies alone and not bash each other in public, then probably we will be able to stand digital separately.
All right. No, I'll come back to you guys. So generally, I believe that we are each other's keeper. We usually say sister's keeper. So you fix my crown and I fix yours, which is what we need to do in the digital space as well. So let's narrow down to things that are relevant within our generation. Talk of the posting of nude pictures or sending of nude pictures, maybe to in terms of relationships and stuff. And then we also have the view once button on WhatsApp, and then you think you're safe. Hey, you're not. So let's talk about that, Tafara, when it comes to what is pushing young girls to feel comfortable actually sending their nude pictures maybe to their boyfriends or just out there.
I think it goes back to the issue of confidence. Sometimes in our lives, when we're feeling low, we want to feel loved by someone. And let me tell you, these boys will sweet talk you into sending these things. I'd advise you not to, though it's not right. But you'll find that a guy will be like, oh, you're so pretty, I wish I could see this, I wish I could see that. And they're kind of like boosting your confidence. And you'll think that, okay, if people who are not him don't appreciate me, and he's the only person who can actually appreciate me for what I look like and what I have physically, then I might as well embrace that and use that to my own advantage. And I think it's mainly because of low self-esteem, because we're not confident in ourselves. So we'll think that sending nude pictures to someone will make us feel more confident or more relevant, which isn't right.
Right. Interesting. So I always say your body is priceless. It's a treasure that nobody else should never take advantage of it. So allow me now to call upon Grace Chirenje, who is an SRHR expert, to share her expertise on the topic at hand today. So Grace, over to you.
Thank you so much. I don't know if I'm an expert, but it's so cool to be here amongst everybody. All right, let me stand up. I feel like I'm dominating this time, but it's okay. So I think you've really said amazing opinions. I love what you said as the panelist. That was so powerful. I think one thing I want to share with us is around data protection. As soon as you click that button, your information is out there. Could be a nude photo, could be a crooked bum, could be a straight bum, whatever it is that you're talking about, it's out there. So how do you protect yourself? And it's up to all of us. So digital generation,
Our generation.
Let's use the internet or the digital space responsibly.
Thank you so much. Let's please give her a round of applause. So back to the panelists as we wrap up this roundtable discussion. So I'll start with Alexa up to Tafara. Just give us what you think can be the possible solutions to address the gaps that exist within the digital generation.
Okay, so for this one, I would say we have to work towards creating and enforcing laws and policies that actually protect us as girls. Not only that, we as the girls, we need to know that there are policies and laws that protect us. As of now, I think I know of the Data Protection Act. It's the chapters. Look it up. So it talks about, it prohibits sharing, creating, and even giving your friends. Look at this picture that this girl posted, or it's actually prohibiting you from doing all that. So we have also the, I think it's in the Constitution, chapters 51 and 57. It's your right to human dignity. Then there's your right to privacy. So I feel like if we know that we actually have laws that are protecting us, we can actually sue people who are abusing us online. We can say, no, according to this, I am entitled to my privacy. I'm entitled to my dignity. I'm entitled to be protected from such sexual exploitation. So it's not just about creating the laws and policies, it's about us knowing them as well and using them where necessary.
Thank you so much, Alexa. And just in brief, to the Junior Minister of Women Affairs, can you please share with us what you think should be done in addressing these gaps?
I think since it's all about us girls, then it should begin with us girls. We should have high self-esteem, because there's no way someone is just going to come and say this about you if you know that you're not that. So it's all up to you to say, I'm not this, I'm this. So that when someone comes and sets standards online, you know very well that no, this is not me. So I think we should unite, and also we should educate the other girls, because not everyone is aware of how they're supposed to be responsible online. So I think it's all about us.
All right. Thank you. Tafara, just in brief. Yes, you can take off.
Okay, so I think above everything, we should enforce and integrate digital citizenship. It's basically how you interact with others online. I think sometimes we tend to forget that we tend to divide the real world and the virtual world, forgetting that these are actual people we're interacting with. The comments we're leaving is on someone else's post. This could be my sister, this could be my brother, or anyone I know personally. And it's a fundamental human right for everyone to feel safe online and offline. And I think we should heed and be safe and be nice to people and be kind online and offline.
All right. Thank you so much to the beautiful panelists that I had with me today. Let's give them a round of applause as they step down.